everyone.
Hey, I think now's a good time to do an update of the private estate pick that we did from this Vietnam and Korean War pilot, and all I can say is wow.
Wow, like so much stuff, you guys.
Yeah, we started listing, stuff on Sunday. The stuff we were easy to list and good stuff. And before we get started on what we've actually sold, if you look back in our videos, you'll see that we're running around the house. We're saying we're grabbing up any pair of glasses we could possibly grab up.
Yeah.
And Kim was in the garage. This is the last day we were there. We were going through the garage, and there was this in the garage.
I was up on a ladder or a step stool, and I was digging on like tops of shelves and stuff, and I found this
just a
little
box.
Square box. It didn't have a lid or anything, and
junk.
It just, kind of looked junky, but
there were no lenses in them, and just junk.
But when I picked up one of the frames, I noticed it was real soft, like bendable.
Like real.
Yeah, and I knew it was some type of maybe some type of metal, even possibly gold. So I grabbed the whole box and didn't really think much about it until
we stuck it in the car. I got home and I'm going through this box and I'm looking and I see two of the Holy Grail in aviator sunglasses, vintage aviator sunglasses. Two names. And now put this in your data bank. American Optical.
And Welsh.
It's in Welsh. Now, what's important to remember is the good money is in the 12 karat gold field. 12 karat GF, okay? Those will bring you $200+
all day long.
The worst condition.
Right.
So I'm going through these and I'm stacking them up, and I'm like, holy cow. We had like 8 pair of the gold American Optical and Welsh. And all these are Vietnam era. This dude was a pilot, and throughout his years, he looks like he just... Oh, and there were some that had clear glasses, so he actually had glasses, and we saw in his medical records, he had to get his eyes checked like all the time for his flight status to be able to fly. And
it was just neat going through that stuff, but we'll get to that. Go ahead.
So he couldn't have sunglasses. He had to have like clip-ons or whatever. Back then, they didn't have I don't think they had the shades that change colors, but anyway, he had to wear glasses, so they were prescription lenses. And
we found quite a few sets of lenses also, but
and guess what? They're sunglasses.
Yeah. No.
The lenses that I found are sunglasses, but they're prescription.
Yes.
So
anyway, let's get on.
We listed them, okay, and
I started listing like smaller things, like
models, and
yes, I started listing the model airplanes, and I listed do you guys remember that little paperweight that had the pills in it?
Yeah.
I listed that. Just some of the smaller things. Chad worked on the eyeglass frames, and so far we've sold 13 items. This was Sunday evening that we started listing. Today's Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay. We sold 13 items, and I'm going to show you a couple of them.
Show them what a pair of those glasses look like. I mean, these are our sold listings. Without even, they just look like cheap, like.
Can you see them?
Hold it back a little bit.
No, that's too much of a...
Hold it back a little bit.
You can't see them, can you?
Where's that glare coming from? Yeah, they're just...
They just look...
The nose pieces are bad on them. The temple points are gone.
Yeah, there's no...
They need to order them and put new temple points on them. Those are the ones that are straight. They're called bayonets.
Yeah.
And then the nose pads are old and discolored.
Yes.
But
so,
she's going to go through the items, the 13 items that we've sold so far from this lot in 2 days, and then we'll give you the total.
Now, keep in mind, we only paid $700 for the entire pick.
Yep.
Okay. 13 items. The first thing we sold was a few of the coins that we found the first night.
Yep.
And we found those on camera with you guys, so that was kind of exciting. So we sold,
and that was sold to a fellow reseller. I'm not going to mention the names, but I didn't. He got a good deal, and I got a good deal, so it was fair, and that's what it's about.
Okay, you guys remember the...
We sold those for $315 for 4 coins.
Yes.
The gold, the silver, those were 1/10 ounce. The gold, the silver, and the 2 silver dollars, $315.
Okay, the second thing that we sold, you guys remember the Buck Rogers disintegrator? Can you see
there
that?
it is.
See how much it sold for?
That sold for $300.
Yeah,
and
it was
the
300.
person,
go ahead.
The person that bought it on the, I think maybe it was on the PayPal payment or something. They said, "Love your videos." I'm like, "Oh, it was a viewer, yes."
Oh, cool. That was exciting. Okay, and then first pair of glasses. Now, keep in mind, Chad just started listing these glasses. First pair sold for $250 within
a couple minutes.
Yeah, just
the first.
minutes.
I only listed 2 pair, one of each
on Sunday night.
Yeah, on Sunday night. One was a Welsh and one was a American Optics.
Here's the American Optics.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Okay. And what'd that sell for?
That one sold for $280. That was the American Optics. Okay. The next day, so Monday, yesterday, then we sold this little it's actually a rare Vietnam pin. It's a tiny pin.
Oh, yeah.
And it had, smaller than a dime.
Yeah.
Like this thing.
Well, if you scroll over, it'll show you the size. I've got a quarter in there. There. Yeah, show them that. There's a quarter sitting next to it. Now with this piece, guys, and this is really important.
We sold it for $59.
Yeah, $59. There were 2 others that sold. That is actually called a Mach 2 pin, and what it is pilots who get up to Mach 2, McDonnell, who makes the F4 Phantom, gives them this pin. Okay.
Right.
Well, only 3 have been sold, and there's one on eBay now. There was one going on auction whenever I listed mine, but the 2 that I looked sold for $22 a piece. But this is the difference. Ours sold for $59, and this is the difference. I've got a paragraph saying, look, this is where this came from.
Like the history.
This is the pilot. This is what he did.
Yeah.
This was, and we just, going through his, we found out he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. So this dude was a badass.
So we've been copying and pasting that history paragraph in our listings.
And that got us from $22 to $60.
$59.
That much of a difference because there's provenance with it.
Yes. Okay, here's another pair of the American Optics glasses that sold for $175. This was yesterday, Monday. Okay, those. And then another pair, second pair, sold for $175 yesterday. They're also the American.
You don't have to show them a picture. You can just go through and tell them what the next one is and how much.
Well, I do want to show mine. I'm so excited.
Well, yeah.
Okay. The next pair of glasses sold on Monday for $240. Monday, $240, another pair. Monday, $250, another pair. Monday, $250, another pair. And then there's this. Now, Chad put this lot together and put some history with it. This is a flight suit, his actual flight suit.
Just a regular flight suit.
Yes, just his regular flight suit, and that sold. Actually, it was real early this morning, at like 3 or 4 this morning, for $999. And the guy paid. I mean, everybody's paid up, but Chad really worked hard on. He put a few patches in there, a few of his rewards.
Awards.
What did I say?
Rewards.
Oh, sorry. It's been a rough couple days.
Yeah.
Exciting and busy. Okay. Here is my pill Paperweight. And that sold today for $149. And
$149 bucks.
And you know, this was one of the things that people in the chat that night were saying, gosh, this all looks like junk. Come on, people.
Yeah.
You know, look this stuff up.
What's our total? 13 items. 13 items sold so far.
On the 13 items, $3,682. I mean,
we haven't even gotten into those uniforms.
No, it's like we haven't even cracked the surface here. But I mean, we're so excited.
Yeah.
But it's almost like every time we list something, it sells, which is good. I mean, other than like the little, like the models, that's going to be, you know, a long tail thing, which, I mean, I have a lot of that stuff that I got to list, but
you got to list that stuff too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I do in between times.
So where are we headed right now, honey?
Well, okay, so the guy that purchased the lot,
it's called a groupie.
Yes, a groupie, for $999. Like, what did I wake you up at 4?
Yeah,
I woke him up
me
because I was so excited.
It sold after just a couple hours because I went to bed late.
Yeah, I was still up. So I woke him up and told him, oh gosh, it sold, you know, for $999 because we had put it on auction. We started the auction at $299, or you could just buy it now for $999.
Because I was in because it was just a flight suit, nothing super special, and the helmet. You know, between those two, maybe $300, $400 maybe, and I had a bunch of his paperwork, his patches, his instruments that he would use to just all kinds of stuff about him, and that's where the history really raises the price.
It raises the value.
It's about this guy, and somebody, bam, $9.99 bought it.
Google it. I mean, they can Google this guy and learn all about him, you know?
Yep.
But anyway, the guy that bought it immediately sent a message through eBay saying, hey, you know,
love the grouping,
love this grouping, and do you have any more patches? Or do you happen to have any more of the patches, like the Vietnam era?
I'm like, I have patches? We're
like, oh my gosh, because we have hundreds. I mean, you guys saw box after box. We have so many patches, and so that is where we're headed now. We're going to meet this guy. We talked to him on the phone. He sounds like an amazing guy.
Yeah.
And we're going to meet him. It's like an hour drive, and he wanted to see some other stuff. So you see in the back of our car, we grabbed a few other things that he wanted to see.
He wants to expand on this grouping.
But yes, he wants to add to that, you know, to the history of that grouping. And that's why, I mean, this whole experience has just been amazing.
And he said, I will make you a fair offer. And I'm like, well, you just bought this stuff.
Well, he knows what
because of the Provenance, and that's a big. It's because you can go on eBay and find the regular olive green flight suit with, you know, the patches and stuff like that, and it might bring 100. I mean, if it's a cool one with the 100 missions patch and the River Rats patch, you know, a couple $100 just for that's the standard flight suit, not the party suits that we haven't even started yet. But and then the helmet is disintegrated on the inside. It looks cool, but it's not a high-end helmet, you know, when it maybe a couple $100.
Well, and we kind of went back and forth on whether we should auction some, you know, some of these items or buy it now. And when Chad listed that grouping,
I just didn't think that particular grouping, because I told her, let's start out with like the
mediocre.
Mediocre, and how can I make this mediocre lot a little bit better?
Yeah.
And I added some patches to it. I added, his meal card.
Yeah.
A set of his dog tags. We got like 5 sets of his dog tags.
Yeah.
So we had put a set of his dog tags on there. So it pretty much gave a nice history of him in his military career.
And yeah, it was just
and
really
people
cool.
want that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a military helmet. It's another thing to say this helmet belonged to this guy who was awarded this high medal.
Yeah.
It brings the value so, oh man.
Yeah.
And the first thing I told Kim when she woke me up, she said it's sold. I was like, oh, I guess I priced that too cheap.
That's the first thing that came out of his mouth. I'm like, Chad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, we were so grateful. Let's not. I mean,
but here, okay,
but that was his first thought. Was, oh no, did I?
And here's the learning experience when it comes to if you're researching something, okay, and a light went off in my head when I looked at this. Say I had something for $299 starting bid, and I had to buy it now for $999, and they bought it now for $999. What it does is if you go and look at it, it'll say one bid, $999. So I've always thought that when I'm doing research, I see one bid with this amount of money that only one person bid on it. But that's not, so we need to consider the pricing. That's not the case at all. Okay, Logan just called. But as far as that's not true. If it shows one bid at a price, somebody could have priced it lower and somebody did a buy it now. So that doesn't mean that's the actual highest that you could possibly get for that item. And I never really thought of it that way. I just always looked, I saw one bid, this amount. It's like, well, that's about all I'm going to get for it. Nobody else, was even fought the guy on it. But that's not the case. If there was an auction with the buy it now and they hit the buy it now,
then it shows up.
Then it shows up as one bid. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And let's see.
We are just so grateful and so just.
And I'm learning. So I mean, you never stop learning with this, guys. I mean, it's.
Well, and the little things like. When we were just looking at some of the patches the other night, it's like the little things that I didn't know anything about military
itty bitty little pin
patches, from Vietnam era. I mean, I'm learning so much.
Oh, one thing I'm learning, because a lot of people was saying when we would show a patch, they'd say, oh, that looks like that patch is going for $9.99. That's one thing I was talking to this guy today on. He goes, on eBay, if it says vintage Vietnam patch, he says they're reproductions.
Yes.
They're reproductions. And so that's why another
that's one thing that we're learning is how to distinguish. I mean, between
pretty much if it's $8.99, then it's probably not. Especially if it's a 100 mission, F4 patch. But they remake all these patches, guys, and they've been remaking them for probably 20 years at least. But with these, the guy feels, our guy retired in 1977 and was old. So, as far as all his stuff it was like in a vault, and it's pretty hard not to say these aren't actual period items. So but most of those, because I was getting discouraged looking at these patches and looking it up on eBay, and it's like original and I'm like, why did this one sell for $240 and then all the other ones are selling for $8.99, and they have the same damn title?
And that's the difference. I mean,
that's
you've
the
got
difference.
to know that you've gotta know the difference between a period patch and a, you know, a reproduction. So we're learning so much, and we wanted to update you guys on, you know, kind of where we're at. And it's just, we're learning so much as we pull things out to list them. You know, these rare things. I mean, it's like a history lesson. So
yeah. I've got a whole bag full. I haven't even started to research. And this is weird because the first thing I saw, it's a whole bag full of vintage Boy Scout patches and stuff. Because we saw all those Boy Scout books that the coins were in the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, I found a big bag of old patches, and one of the patches is round, and it's got like two of the SS, like the Nazi SS troops, like the two lightning bolts. And I'm like,
what?
That's a Boy Scout patch? And it said BSA down at the bottom. I did Google searches, and I've got like 10 of those. And I'm like, what is this?
Just
and I couldn't find a single one, so I'm like, I don't know. I ain't got time right now. So, but they're all old Boy Scout patches, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's just we're so excited to be listing this stuff and learning. I'm kind of honored now that we know, like, the history of what this guy did. I mean, it's just...
This dude was a badass.
Yeah, I mean, he just...
Go to YouTube. He was a member of the River Rats. Not the Navy boats, but these are pilots that would go up and down. These guys were going against the biggest thousands and thousands of SAM missiles, the anti-aircraft guns. These are the guys that were going in, and on YouTube, look up the history of the River Rats. These guys are badasses.
And he did
and a lot of them didn't make it back. A lot of them didn't make it back. So, but yeah, I'm like fanboying when I'm reading about this guy, and I'm like, holy cow.
That guy up there is like running off the road. Like, wow.
You know what's weird is, you know, I've been through a war, and I've always said that, man, the guys from Vietnam just, those guys dealt with 10 times what we had to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it's hard on everybody in their own mind at the time.
Right.
So it's, you know, and I've talked to Vietnam vets, they're like, no, trust me, don't discount. And I feel the same way about the World War II vets, you know, and I feel the same. So I think it's a generational thing, and it's respect. So
it's just an honor to you know, to learn the history behind this stuff. But yes, also we have to keep moving as far as keep listing.
Yeah.
And we've
gone down some rabbit holes, and we still haven't gotten.
Oh, we haven't even broke the surface of this. So
yeah.
But yes, we wanted to update you guys, and we will. Do you want to come back after? Yeah.
We might start it back up on our way back if we made a good deal.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll be like, boom. I drove an hour for this.
Yeah, more than likely we'll turn the video back on.
But if you're thinking, did I bring the package that he bought on eBay? No, I shipped it this morning.
Signature confirmation.
Even
though the guy only lives an hour from us.
No, he lives 2 hours, but we're meeting halfway.
Yeah.
But he's really interested in this stuff. So.
Yes. So.
All right, guys.
We might turn it back on, and we'll keep you updated.
And this is a team thing. Kim actually found all those glasses.
Oh yeah.
All those glasses. So, and we still have like 12 pair. They aren't all. They're all American Optics. They're okay. This is where I need some help. They're aviators from 1960s. There's no doubt about it. But they're called Norton, and I've never heard of it. And I couldn't find anything on eBay or anything from that era that are Norton aviators. They look exactly like the American Optics, or is it optical?
Optical. It's American Optical.
Yeah, or the Welsh. They look just like them, except they're not gold. They're like steel framed.
Yeah.
Really nice. These things are like brand new.
They look like kind of like brushed silver or something.
Yeah, like a brushed steel. Nice, nice.
They look really nice.
I couldn't find anything Norton aviators from the Vietnam 60s.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't go back to the Korean or that time frame, 50s. But if you guys know anything about Norton aviators, or if you come across something, let me know. I gave up on researching them, so let us know.
Yes.
But we're gonna go.
Soon.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. All right.
Okay, we are back.
Honey, was the hour trip worth it?
Yeah, it was so worth it.
It was worth it.
He was awesome.
Tack on another $500 for about 30 patches.
Yes.
And whew.
Yes, he was a really good guy, and he's actually a retired Air Force.
A huge collector.
Yes, big collector. So, and plus we made that connection, and he's interested in, you know, some more.
He goes, I'm going to be bidding on all your other uniforms and party suits. He goes, I may not win them, but by God, I'm going to be bidding on them because they are cool.
Yeah, so
because I didn't want to toss him a price for those just because the potential is just too high. I mean, if he would have made an offer, that's one thing, but I was kind of feeling it, and for one, I knew he just didn't have that kind of cash on him, so he knows he can make an offer. But
it was definitely worth the drive, and also it just goes to show, I mean, you make connections with people, and you know, I mean, that happened through eBay. I mean,
and he knew a lot more about these patches than I do. We got an education.
I was gonna say, he educated us on a lot of these patches, because
he's like, this one was made over there.
Yes, he could tell. I mean,
I'm like, no kidding.
And some of them that we thought were newer, like reproductions,
he's
maybe.
Like, oh no.
He's like, no, that was made in Thailand. Like, he was so,
and
you know,
he's like, but they've been put away and they look brand new. He says, but I said, now, if people can tell, he's like, yeah, we can tell if it's new. All the stuff on eBay is reproduction.
He explained, he's like, I've been, you know, dealing in patches for 40 years, and he said, I can tell, you know, by looking at them. You know, whether they're...
And actually, the better quality they are, the more of a fake they are.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Because over there, they would, I mean, it was pretty crude looking stuff. I mean, big gaps in their stitching, and that's a whole new, that's like being a glass seller. I mean, every different niche is a whole new education if you want to become very proficient or an expert. This guy was an expert.
This guy, knew his stuff.
And he was like, yeah, I saw those, and he goes, that's quality stuff. So, I mean, you think about it, $500 for about 30 patches.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And
pretty good. And he was a really cool guy.
Oh,
I mean, just good to talk to, and so it was worth the trip, and plus, you know, like you said, he's interested definitely in some of the other stuff that we're going to be putting up on auction. So,
and I feel so bad because Ronnie's got Pickers Church tonight, and we're not going to make it home in time for that either. And
I know
this is the second week in a row, and Ronnie, brother, if you watch this, I feel bad. I really do. We don't plan this.
No.
But last week is when we started digging
that was the very first day that we started digging, and
look at those people behind us making out in their car.
Ew.
Oh ho ho!
Chad, gross. Anyway, so we're
really excited. So what was our total? 36 something?
What did I write down? 3682, I think.
Add 500. So within 2 days of starting to list
4,000.
this, we are over $4,000. That's sales, of course.
And that's
the local stuff, the 500, and then the 300
for the coins.
That, you know, take eBay out of that factor. That's all ours. And then you know, you've got your fees on eBay and stuff. But yeah, we're $700 into this pick, And
we're already over 4,000, and that's
in
what?
2 days.
2 days, guys. Started Sunday evening listing.
And the best is yet to come.
So
Excited.
we're gonna keep you updated.
And we went out and got a full-size mannequin. I borrowed one.
Yeah.
Full-size mannequin for these other junk flight suits and stuff. Man, I'm spitting when I'm talking.
Well, the sun is like right in our eyes, and it's like rush hour, so yeah, we're gonna not make this too long.
But yes, guys, now, if you want to see what these items are selling for a lot sooner than videos come out, follow us on Instagram, because I am posting this stuff on Instagram when it sells. And so if you want to know, it's Instagram at Golden Finger Picker, and check us out there, follow us there. I really like it because it's quick. It's almost like making a haul video, or a sales video, because I just take a screenshot of what's sold and do it.
There you go.
So
yes, it is rush hour, and we're gonna go because it's crazy. But yes, that's all we can say.
Yeah,
I mean,
excited.
seriously, so
all right.
exciting.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
guys.